Welcome to another episode of Chance Points, the show where I go to the middle of nowhere to find absolutely nothing. Today, I am heading actually just a little bit north of Tucson, where I live. The random waypoint I generated this morning, well, it happened to be really close to home, even though my boundaries were clear up to I-40 to the north, I-17 to the west, I-25 to the east, and the Mexican border to the south. So I don't mind having a little bit of a close journey today. The area where I'm going is actually a place I've explored a little bit before. So there'll be possibly upwards of 3 miles of hiking. And we'll see how this goes. It is a beautiful day out here. It is 75 degrees already. The rest of the country is going through like a cold snap, but there's a reason why I live in Arizona. I can deal with the 100-degree summers because the winters are so much more better. They are much more pleasant than what you might be dealing with back east. Anyhow, I paused for a bit just to get this gear set up. Testing out some new stuff today. We'll see how that goes. So according to this, I have about an hour's drive, 41 miles. About half of it is going to be on pavement, so it's not so bad. And I think the rest of it is on pretty reasonably decent dirt roads. Anyhow, we shall see if we have a successful little venture or if I end up being thwarted or have mishaps and misadventure like I have before. All right, we are out on what's called Freeman Road. It's a dirt road that kind of heads off that away. About 20 miles of driving on dirt roads apparently, so we shall see how that proceeds. I assume these are supposed to be good roads. Meanwhile here, seem to have a fallen over sign. Well, this is super informative. Guess I'm on my own out here. Alrighty. Like I said, I am trying out some new equipment today. We shall see how this all works. Hopefully the audio is decent. Anyhow, normally on these Chance Point adventures, I talk about goals beforehand. And that usually has to do with where I'm going to stay overnight, what I'm going to do about food, the budget. In this case, because I'm pretty close to home today, I really only have like one major goal, and that's obviously to get to the waypoint. Beyond that, I think the only remaining goals are no flat tires, no disasters in the desert, no twisted ankles, and getting home in one piece later today, because my cats would prefer that. I did buy them a whole brand new thing of greenies, so they need to be able to get their treats. I have about 14 miles more driving until I get to the place where I'm going to start walking towards a waypoint. There is one possible place I may go check out today. It's called the 96 Ranch House. It's an old abandoned, ranch house, which may be a shocking name for some. It is on the way back out. However, I may also take a different route out because I have been on 96 Ranch Road before, and I do feel like trying to see some new things today. This road here, Freeman Road, it is very much a new road to me. I've seen it off the main highway before, but I've never bothered going down it, so we're taking it together. Stopping here for a second because quite startled with the view that you get here, which you cannot really see in this camera, but I'm going to take a photo with my real camera. Way off in the distance is a prominent feature called Weaver's Needle that I've never climbed, but I've done a hike to get close to it. I'll share some photos really quick so you can actually see what I'm talking about. But that said, I really do need to get a photo of that. It's windy today. Didn't realize that it's gonna be like that when I left the house. This should be fun. All right, well, here I am. The place I'm going to park I was going to go a little bit further down that way, but that turned out to be kind of a poor idea. After all, I don't really want to be doing an off-road recovery sort of thing out here. Anyhow, I think it's about 1.5 miles to the waypoint, which is down south towards those mountains. I'm debating if I want to kind of wander down the road here or if I want to just go straight. But I think going straight will probably end up just being more of a hassle because there's a lot of scrub brush and probably have to weave in and out of cactus and all that good stuff. So I will go down the road, which is that away. I am pretty certain that we will have success today in finding this waypoint. It's just a matter of walking, getting some exercise. This may be a re-recording and redundant, but so some of you may be wondering what I've been up to since my last adventure. I did mention in the last video that I finally found a job after a rather long unemployment period. It's been going good. Really like the people I work with. Had a trip out to New York City to meet up with the team. Always a fun time to get out there. I haven't been in New York in years, so other than the weather out there, it was freaking cold. Anyhow, although I could have driven a bit further, I'm glad I'm getting a walk in because desk jobs and having a busy work day, it's kind of impacted my time I have for exercise. So I'm gonna enjoy this one today. Don't know how well we can see this. Getting used to new equipment's always fun. But, oh yeah, I lose my phone screen. Technology's hard. Anyways, I am about, in a straight line, I'm 0.62 miles away. It's gonna be slightly longer walk just because I'm going the roundabout way and making noise with my trekking pole. All right, there's a couple choices here. Could go down the wash, but this is really sandy. It's not much fun for hiking. Or continue going up this road here and eventually be cutting across that direction. I think I'm gonna take the road. Footing's better. All right, it's time to head that way. Straight line to the waypoint over some scrubby land, so hopefully it won't be too difficult. But I'm about 2,000, let's see what the map tells me. 2,041 feet away. Head east 96 degrees. Whatever that means. It's only 75 degrees. Jeez. You see that cactus there? Well, I just brushed a foot against it, so I got to pick out a needle from my foot. I don't think I buried it too deep, but ow. That's just a reminder that everything out in the desert is basically out to stab you. It could have been worse. Some of the cholla cactus out there will mess you up, and I'm going to try to avoid those, though there are plenty that away. Okay, let's try to do this without hurting myself. Ow. Still heading that direction. And this time I'm going to watch my toes, literally. I am trying to get used to this new camera to see how it's going to work out. So if there's weird editing and it's not very cinematic, well, it's just me not knowing what the heck I'm doing. All right, here's our next obstacle. It's that wash that we crossed earlier back on the dirt road. I think I can sneak down through here. It's like quite a few cows have done the same. Oh, camera. Now the question is, how do I get through that area? You can always tell where there's more water in the desert because lots of things suddenly grow. Getting through this mess will be interesting. All right, I think I can sneak around the corner here. Ugh. That was super fun. All right, this should do. Just have to duck down a little bit, avoid this thorny thing. About 1,200 feet away now. I'm about 375 feet away now. I think I got a little off course there when I crossed the wash earlier. There's also a helicopter flying overhead, which distracted me because, you know, big heavy thing flying in the air, always kind of fascinating. All right, about 150 feet away now, getting to the nitty gritty. A few of these washes got to navigate through. I thought that tall yucca coming up might be the spot. So I'm gonna go there first and then recalibrate. And that's not it. My device is being weird for a minute there, so I actually need to head north again. It's one of the things you can't always trust a GPS out in the middle of nowhere, or modern device. So, somewhere up in there is the waypoint. Supposedly about 40 feet away. Southwest. Rules are, I just got it, whoa, it says 7.5 feet away. Just got to be within a 20-foot radius. I'm gonna take a screenshot. I found it. And there is scrub brush and desert. The usual nothing in the middle of nowhere. All right. Let's see. Took me 50 minutes to get here, 1.64 miles, so I've been kind of just going around little circles. So, as usual, it's time to hydrate and think about how I want to get home. That wasn't too bad. Just really glad the wind hasn't been too terrible. So, I think I'm going to be going that direction through the desert on the way back to the car. I don't really see any point in kind of wandering back over there to cross that wash, then find the road again, and then go the little bit longer way. Plus, who knows what I might see out there. I got my camera with me after all, and haven't taken a lot of photos in the last month, so wouldn't mind capturing a few. I do think I'm going to go back the way of the 96 ranch house, so I'll stop there, show you guys this abandoned property in the middle of the desert. Bit of a landmark. And after that, it's going to be just back to Tucson and make myself some dinner and feed some cats. So it is about 3/4 of a mile, or just over 1 kilometer, back to the car in this direction. If I just go in a straight line and can actually manage to pull that off. But that is easier than trying to find a waypoint, because I don't know, it's just more dead reckoning in theory. I pretend I know what I'm doing, and I pretend I don't get lost. Anyhow, here's some more Sonoran Desert for you. A place that you probably never thought you'd see, and I'm sure you'll never bother going to yourself. Well, it's easier to find your way back when you can spot your car a little ways away, which is directly that direction, which I think is a redundant way of saying things. But I'm not here to speak properly today. I was here to find a waypoint, and I did. Now, as long as my car doesn't explode before I get there. And this terrain actually hasn't been too difficult. I wouldn't say easy necessarily, but this is ranching territory, so therefore a lot of the grass is eaten up, and you can see some cow tracks here and there. So it's been grazed. And now that that's not difficult, I see there's washes to deal with. So, if you're the type of person who enjoys watching these really random adventures that... I'm gonna wash my footing here. So, if you're the type of YouTube viewer who likes watching random adventures that are pure and total happenstance, all guided by random chance, hey, give this video a like, maybe subscribe. I'm going to try over the next few months to at least get one adventure a month recorded. I'm not sure about February just yet because it's pretty busy already. Between the Super Bowl with the Seahawks, who are my team, and a visiting friend who wants to see the Grand Canyon, and then seeing the band Coroner for the first time in my life. They are an all-time favorite. And shockingly, they are back out making new music and touring again. Oh boy, offense. Just gotta look for a spot that's easy for me to duck under, so I really don't want to climb over. I have to go back down in the wash. Probably makes things a little easier. So anyways, as I was saying, I got a pretty busy month coming up in October. Careful not to get myself caught in that. I think my tetanus shots are still valid. Okay, we're around the fence easily. But I may try to schedule myself at least a single day, relatively close to Tucson trip if I can. And we'll have another chance point in a few weeks. And if I also have time, I'm going to try to do another vintage lens review, because those are overdue and I still got a bunch of old lenses to go through. Anyways, it's a long-winded way of saying like and subscribe. Comment if this is interesting or you just think it's weird. Yeah, it wasn't too bad of a hike back. So the only injuries are that little needle poking my toe. I don't know how you can see, well, you see this, but I tangled with one of those bushes and it got me. Well, I hope I live. Well, here we are at the 96 Ranch House, which is a bit of a landmark around here, as I mentioned earlier. Don't really know the story behind it, but it was a pretty nice little place at one point in time. Had electricity and whatnot. So I'll give you a little tour from the outside because I do not want to go inside due to things like hantavirus potentially existing. For those who've been watching my channel, you know I like abandonment. Been out here a couple times to take photos. Different times of day, different times of year. I think this is my first winter trip, such as winter is around here. All right, well, I'm going to put this down. I'm going to take some photos. Well, I think that's going to do it for It was a pretty easy one, all things considered. It's kind of nice to do one relatively close to home. Don't have to worry about finding the hotel or where to eat or gassing up multiple times. So yeah, I will do a little summary of the points that I earned to go to the middle of nowhere to find nothing and add up those chance points, which are absolutely worthless. So therefore, I am glad you wasted a little bit of time with me today, and I will see you on the next adventure.